The Blue Planet Project is a collection of online documents discussing aliens, UFOs, and government secrets. Opinions on its authenticity vary, with some believing it's real while others dismiss it as fake. One section, the Pulsar Project, details a scientist hired by the government to study aliens and UFOs for over 30 years, starting in the 1950s. The documents delve into various topics, including some of these fascinating concepts. Drugs aliens might use on humans. Alien mind powers like mind reading. How alien spaceships might work. Alien helpers for the Greys, a type of alien. A project about hypnotizing people from far away. Details about Nordic aliens' bodies. Examples of alien writing. Learning to read the language of the vegan aliens. A new version of the periodic table with alien elements. Updates on how gray aliens make babies. What the government thinks about aliens and how they act. And some updates about the Roswell UFO crash. Blue zones are regions where people are said to live longer than average. They were identified based on demographic research, with examples including Sardinia, Italy, and Okinawa, Japan. The term blue zones comes from researchers marking these areas with a blue pen on a map. The idea is that lifestyle factors such as regular physical activity and community support contribute to longevity in these regions. Some skepticism exists about the concept of blue zones, with critics questioning the scientific evidence and noting declines in life expectancy in some proposed blue zone areas. For example, Okinawa, once considered a blue zone, has seen a decline in life expectancy in the 21st century. Research on blue zones has involved estimating population longevity using various indices such as the Extreme Longevity Index and the centenarian rate. These indices compare the number of centenarians in blue zones to the total population, suggesting higher rates of longevity compared to other areas. However, some limitations exist in estimating longevity in blue zones, including potential errors in birth records. Additionally, claims about the health benefits of blue zone diets have been criticized for lacking solid scientific evidence. The Blythe Intaglios, or Blythe geoglyphs, are massive figures etched into the ground near Blythe, California. 3 human figures, 2 four-legged animals, and a spiral were created by scraping away darker rocks to reveal lighter soil. Not noticed by non-natives until the 1930s due to their sheer size. Located on flat terraces in the Colorado River floodplain, no local Native American group claims to have made them. Their age and creators remain uncertain, possibly dating from prehistoric times. Believed to be ceremonial, with patterns suggesting dance areas. Similar geoglyphs are found worldwide, like the famous Nazca lines in Peru. Blythe Intaglios, over 200 in the Colorado desert, are the sole known desert intaglios in North America. Despite study since 1932, their creation is an unsolved mystery. Theories range from pilgrimage stops to mythic characters from human oral history. Intriguingly, the Blythe Intaglios draw visitors despite their enigmatic origins. Bohemian Grove, a massive secluded campground owned by the all-male Bohemian Club, gathers prominent figures annually for over 2 weeks. Members include artists, musicians, business leaders, government officials, and former U.S. presidents. The Grove is shrouded in controversy and conspiracy theories. A notable event is the cremation of care ceremony, held in front of a 40-foot-tall owl statue. Officially explained as symbolizing the banishment of worldly cares and the salvation of trees, it attracts scrutiny. Radio host Alex Jones, after infiltrating in 2000, alleged it was a ritual sacrifice tied to ancient mysteries. His documentary, Dark Secrets, Inside Bohemian Grove, fueled conspiracy theories. The club's mascot, an owl, is linked to speculation. Some theorize it symbolizes the occult, suggesting secretive rituals and practices among Grove members. The Boltzmann Brain idea is a weird concept in cosmology. It suggests that it's more likely for a single brain to just pop into existence in the universe than for the whole universe to develop the way scientists usually think it did. This idea helps scientists test their ideas about how the universe works. They use this idea to imagine how, Over a really long time, random stuff happening in the universe could lead to the creation of complex things like human brains. This makes us rethink how the universe might have changed over time. It's named after a scientist, Ludwig Boltzmann, who had some ideas about how the universe started out. These Boltzmann brains were first talked about as a way to think about his ideas. Nowadays, scientists are worried that, according to some theories, brains like ours might come about more often from random stuff happening than from normal ways. This makes us wonder if our memories might not be so reliable, and maybe we're actually just brains that randomly popped into existence. Even though it's possible for these Boltzmann brains to happen because of random stuff, it would take way longer than the universe has been around. Scientists are still figuring out what to make of all this. It's a big challenge to how we understand the universe and whether there might be more of these random brains than regular ones. Some think that better understanding how tiny particles work or exploring string theory might help us understand it better. The Book of Caverns is an ancient Egyptian netherworld book from the New Kingdom, found inside kings' tombs. It details the sun god Ra's journey through 6 caverns of the underworld, depicting interactions with its inhabitants, rewards for the righteous, and punishments for enemies of the worldly order. Originating in the 13th century BC, the earliest version was discovered in the Osirian in Abydos. It features in the tomb of Ramesses IV in the Valley of the Kings, recorded by Jean-François Champollion. The book is structured with 7 scene tableaus, providing insights into the imagined topographical structure of the underworld. Unlike other netherworld books, it lacks ancient titles and divisions into hours of the night. The Book of Caverns, more literary than other funerary books, contains approximately 80 scenes with more text and fewer pictures. 13 text witnesses exist, spanning various locations and dates, with the first almost complete version found in the Osirion. The translation history includes initial efforts by Rosellini and Champollion in the 19th century. The Boötes void, also known as the Great Nothing, is a vast and mysterious region in space near the constellation Boötes. With a diameter of approximately 330 million light-years, it ranks among the largest known voids in the universe. Named for its scarcity of galaxies, it's nearly empty. If the Milky Way were at its center, our knowledge of other galaxies might have been delayed until the 1960s. Despite its emptiness, the void aligns with the lambda model of cosmological evolution. Some scientists propose it formed by smaller voids merging, akin to soap bubbles coalescing. This might explain the presence of a few galaxies within. While not entirely empty, the void houses only a handful of galaxies compared to the usual number expected for its size. Its origins remain largely unknown, making it an intriguing mystery for astronomers who continue studying its peculiar characteristics. The Booya Stones, sacred to the priests of Murray Islands in the Torres Straits, were believed to possess powerful magical properties, including healing and protection from evil spirits. Emitting an intense blue light, they held significant religious importance. When Europeans arrived, the priests concealed the stones to safeguard them. Their true nature and origin remain mysterious, with speculation ranging from natural explanations to the possibility of containing pure radium, though this remains unconfirmed. Boriska Kipriyanovich, a young man from Russia, gained attention for claiming to be from Mars. Born in 1996, he displayed advanced skills from an early age, learning to read, write, and speak at an accelerated pace. Fascinated by space, especially Mars, he later asserted he was a Martian on a mission to save humanity from nuclear destruction. Boriska believes his Martian race faced extinction due to nuclear warfare, warning Earth of a similar fate if the nuclear power situation doesn't change. He claims to be part of a group called the Indigo Children, otherworldly beings sent on the same mission. According to him, some Martians still live on Mars, possessing advanced technology and immortality, stopping aging at 35. Despite reports of a high IQ, there's no official confirmation. After his claims, Boriska disappeared, prompting speculation about his whereabouts. While some question his credibility, others remain intrigued by the possibility of extraterrestrial life and advanced technology beyond our understanding. In central Bosnia and Herzegovina, there's been a contentious claim since 2005 that a cluster of hills near Visoko are the largest ancient pyramids built by humans, but it's been debunked by scientists. Studies by geologists and archaeologists consistently show these hills are natural formations called flatirons, with no signs of human construction. Despite this, Osmanagic promotes them as tourist attractions, organizing activities like meditation sessions. While these claims have attracted tourists and economic benefits to Visoko, they lack scientific support. Experts emphasize the hills are natural, not ancient pyramids. Osmanagic's assertions have been condemned as a hoax diverting resources from genuine archaeological sites. The Braneworld theory proposes our universe exists on a flat surface called a brain within a larger space with more dimensions than we can observe. This theory allows for the presence of other universes close to ours, but in different dimensions. According to the holographic origin theory, our universe might have originated from the collapse of a black hole in a higher dimensional space. This challenges the traditional idea that the Big Bang was the starting point of our universe. Physicist Nikodem Poplavsky suggests that when a star collapses into a black hole, a new universe could be created on the other side of a wormhole. This alternative perspective offers an intriguing explanation for the potential birth of new universes. Inedia, also called Breatharianism, is the belief that people can survive without eating food or drinking water. This idea is considered pseudoscientific and has led to cases of starvation and dehydration. Some followers claim they can sustain themselves solely through air or sunlight, but scientific research contradicts these claims. Studies consistently show that prolonged fasting poses serious health risks, including starvation, dehydration, and death. When the body doesn't get food, it starts using up its stored energy like glycogen, body fat, and muscle. Breatharians argue that their bodies don't use up these reserves during fasting, but there's no scientific evidence to support this. While some individuals have tried breatharian fasting under medical supervision, the results haven't proven their claims. Some have even stopped because of significant weight loss, and there have been cases of people dying from attempting breatharianism. Throughout history, several people have been linked to Inedia, but their claims have faced skepticism and criticism from the scientific community. Researchers have devised a clever method to turn regular bricks into electricity storing devices. By converting the red pigment in bricks into a conducting plastic, these brick supercapacitors can store electric charge, unlike traditional batteries. Bricks are ideal for this as their porous structure offers a large surface area for energy storage. The process involves filling brick pores with acid vapor to dissolve iron oxide, which is then replaced with a sulfur-based material that reacts with iron, resulting in electrically conductive plastic coating the brick surfaces with nanofibers. These nanofiber-coated bricks can power LED lights, with around 60 bricks providing emergency lighting for 50 minutes and recharging in 13 minutes. Remarkably, these supercapacitor bricks can be recharged up to 10,000 times, making them highly durable. This research effectively repurposes waste material into valuable resources for producing advanced construction materials with enhanced capabilities. While groundbreaking, this work is just the beginning. Researchers are exploring various applications for chemically altered bricks, including as chemical catalysts and for pollution removal. In the future, they aim to increase the energy storage capacity of these bricks by incorporating other semiconductors and developing self-assembling 3D patterns within them, creating bricks that can be easily assembled like Lego blocks. The Bridgewater Triangle, spanning southeastern Massachusetts, is a perplexing area covering 200 square miles. It's notorious for a range of reported paranormal phenomena, from UFO sightings to poltergeists and orbs. But what sets it apart are the more bizarre encounters. Sightings of Bigfoot-like creatures, giant snakes, and thunderbirds with massive wingspans. Adding to the intrigue are reports of cult activity and animal mutilation, leading some to suggest a Native American curse linked to colonial conflicts. One of the most fascinating creatures rumored to inhabit the area is the Pukwudgie, a mischievous being from Algonquian folklore known for its trickery and potential danger to humans. In the Freetown State Forest within the Triangle, these creatures are said to be especially active. The Broders Engine is claimed to be a groundbreaking invention aiming to extract energy directly from gravity. In essence, it's described as a theoretical device with the potential to power entire cities solely through gravitational force. The technology is likened to a shake light, using a copper coil around a magnet to generate electricity. The innovation lies in scaling it up. Picture a large lever with 1,000 shake lights on one side. As this lever tips, 3 magnets come into play, electrolyzing the coils and generating power. The other 997 coils continue to provide energy. Imagine this mechanism on a grand scale, like a warehouse-sized engine. The potential impact of this technology could be immense, potentially transforming our world, although its existence remains unconfirmed. The Brown Mountain Lights, situated near Brown Mountain in North Carolina, have captivated people's curiosity for more than a century. Despite scientific explanations attributing them to mundane sources like trains or car headlights, many still perceive them as enigmatic ghost lights. What adds to the intrigue surrounding these lights are the numerous tales and narratives spun around them. Although documented mentions of the lights only emerged around 1912, imaginative stories speculate on their existence even before modern electric lighting. Accounts of encounters with the lights have evolved over time, adapting to cultural beliefs and expectations. Furthermore, the Brown Mountain Lights have gained cultural significance, making appearances in popular TV shows like The X-Files and movies such as Alien Abduction. The Buddhabrot is a fascinating visual representation connected to the Mandelbrot fractal. Think of it as a beautiful picture created by following certain rules. It gets its name because, if you look closely, it kind of looks like the traditional images of Buddha. A smart person named Melinda Green figured out how to make these pictures. She used a technique where you create a grid of boxes, like tiny squares on a piece of paper. Each box represents a tiny part of the picture. Then, she looked at lots of points on the picture and counted how many times they escaped or went away. The more times a point escaped, the more it counted for that box in the grid. After doing this for many points, she used different shades of gray to color the boxes based on how many points went there. Creating these pictures is a bit tricky and takes a lot of computer power. The final image can look detailed or not so detailed depending on how you set things up. What's cool is that this Buddhabrot thing is connected to another math idea called the logistic map. It's like showing how 2 different math things are related in a 3D picture. So it's not just a pretty image, it also helps us understand how some math concepts work together in a cool way. Some people hold a peculiar belief that buildings possess consciousness and malevolent intent, exerting control over humanity. This unconventional notion proposes that buildings, through their construction materials, acquire awareness and possess the ability to influence human thoughts. According to this belief, significant events such as historical tragedies and social movements are not orchestrated by people, but are instead orchestrated by influential buildings. It even suggests a connection between Freemasonry and the construction industry, proposing that buildings replicate like living organisms with the ultimate goal of eradicating humanity through automation. While this perspective may appear strange, it reflects concerns about how our surroundings, particularly urban environments and structures, impact human behavior and well-being. Some individuals argue that the artificial environment created by buildings clashes with human needs and may have adverse effects on our health and behavior. The buttered cat paradox is a playful and amusing idea that blends the belief that cats always land on their feet with the notion that buttered toast always lands butter side down. Imagine dropping a buttered toast attached to a cat from a height. While purely fictional, it has led to imaginative theories. One whimsical suggestion is an anti-gravity effect, envisioning the cat slowing down, rotating, and hovering just above the ground while spinning rapidly. This playful scenario speculates on the toast and the cat's feet trying to land simultaneously, creating a hovering cat. This concept has sparked creativity in science humor, appearing in forums, comic strips, and webcomics. It even made its way into a commercial humorously proposing perpetual energy from a buttered cat. In reality, cats have a natural instinct to turn upright when falling, allowing them to land on their feet. Toast, being inanimate, lacks this ability. Studies confirm buttered toast often lands butter side down due to how it falls and aerodynamic drag. While the buttered cat paradox is fictional and lacks scientific backing, its bizarre and amusing qualities continue to capture people's imaginations. The butterfly effect is a concept in chaos theory that explains how a small change in one part of a system can lead to significant differences in another part. It's like the idea that a butterfly flapping its wings in one place could eventually cause a hurricane somewhere else. This effect is intriguing and often puzzling because it's hard to predict how a tiny change will affect the whole system. The outcomes can be unpredictable and chaotic, making it tough to study and understand. Even though it's mysterious, we've seen the butterfly effect in many natural and human-made systems, like weather patterns, stock markets, and even individual behavior. Some think it might be a fundamental law of the universe, affecting everything from big systems to small ones. The implications of the butterfly effect are both fascinating and a bit unsettling. It suggests that our smallest actions can have big and unpredictable consequences, showing us how interconnected and complex our world really is. In 1970, a strange event unfolded in Caldwell, New Jersey. A mysterious silvery thread appeared in the sky above a house, seemingly hanging from the clouds. The rigid thread baffled locals and authorities. Theories circulated, suggesting everything from extraterrestrial origins to a dropped line from a blimp. The thread, illuminated by sunlight, stayed visible for weeks, drawing curious onlookers. Local boys eventually brought it down using a fishing pole and line. Analysis by the DuPont company revealed it was a monofilament similar to fishing string, but its true source remained a mystery. The Society for the Investigation of the Unexplained reported multiple threads in the sky made of a plastic material. Yet, the upper and lower ends were never found. They appeared and disappeared into invisibility. What's truly eerie is the thread's persistence, remaining taut despite storms. Despite investigations, no clear pattern or explanation emerged, defying conventional physics and leaving the community and experts perplexed. Chris Cantelmo, a biochemist and Yale graduate, gained attention on Reddit for his habit of generously gifting digital awards. Alongside this, he promoted unconventional beliefs, asserting that DMT, a potent hallucinogenic, cured his brain cancer and had therapeutic properties. Cantelmo's activities led to the creation of subreddits and what some call a pseudo-cult named Cantelmoism. Despite his popularity, concerns arose among Redditors about his messages and claims. Consequently, he was banned from the platform. By mid-2019, Cantelmo's focus on DMT intensified, and he advocated for its use in treating cancer, inviting patients to explore its benefits. He contended that DMT enabled people to perceive spirits and linked schizophrenia and autism, attributing both to an excess of bioavailable DMT. Tragically, Cantelmo's story took a dark turn, and in 2019, at the age of 57, he took his own life in a remote area of the Angeles National Forest using a folding knife. By this time, he had become isolated from the online movement he initiated, facing bans and severed relationships. While his claims persist online, Chris Cantelmo's legacy is one marked by confusion and tragedy. Capgras Delusion is a psychiatric oddity where a person believes their close ones or pets have been replaced by identical imposters. It falls under delusional misidentification syndromes and can be acute, transient, or chronic. It's commonly linked to schizophrenia, but also seen in brain injury, dementia, and other conditions, particularly in older individuals. Here are a couple of examples. A woman believed her husband was replaced and took extreme measures, while another, diagnosed with schizophrenia, thought people were being duplicated. In another case, a man with a neurodegenerative disease saw his wife as a double. The syndrome's causes involve complex organic factors, often linked to brain damage. The disconnection between recognizing faces and emotional response is a key aspect. Diagnosis is challenging due to its rarity, relying on psychiatric evaluation and tests for brain changes. Treatment, often a combination of therapy and antipsychotic medication, aims at managing core symptoms. It's named after Joseph Capgras, initially considered a purely psychiatric disorder, but now recognized as having neurological roots. The oddity also has historical cases of actual imposters, adding an extra layer of intrigue to this peculiar phenomenon. The Cassandra Curse refers to a phenomenon where individuals make accurate predictions or warnings about future events, but are ignored or disbelieved. It's named after Cassandra, a figure in Greek mythology cursed by Apollo to prophesy true, but never be believed. The curse symbolizes the frustration and isolation experienced by those who foresee disaster but are unable to prevent it due to disbelief or inaction from others. This concept has been observed in various contexts, including personal relationships, business decisions, and societal issues, highlighting the recurring pattern of ignoring valuable insights until it's too late. Cattle mutilations involve unexplained alterations to cattle, often in rural areas. The oddity centers around precise surgical-like cuts on the animals, including removal of body parts without a clear explanation. It gained attention in the late 20th century, particularly in North America. The mysterious aspect lies in the precision of the cuts and the absence of typical signs of predators. Eyes, tongues, and reproductive organs are commonly removed. Some theories attribute it to natural decomposition, scavengers, or unknown predators, while others suggest extraterrestrial involvement or secret government experiments. Despite investigations, the true cause remains unknown. The Cejka Files are a collection of documents related to John Cejka, an electrical prodigy with extensive knowledge of the free energy scene. Alongside John Bedini, Cejka's files contain insights and predictions, including accurately foreseeing future U.S. presidents in the early 80s. The files cover diverse scientific findings and experiments, patents, and more. Noteworthy is information on high-power electromagnetic experiments by the USSR in the 70s, linking Tesla and energy waves to significant events like the 1977 Indian Ocean earthquake. In discussions on forums, users delve into the files, expressing excitement about topics like German cancer cures, the Markovitch project, and the pyramid stand's potential as an energy source. Some express skepticism, cautioning against taking the information at face value. In Tulsa, Oklahoma, there's a peculiar spot known as the center of the universe. It's not marked by any grand monument, but by a simple concrete circle on a pedestrianized bridge. Step into this circle and something strange happens. When you speak, your voice echoes back, louder than expected, and the sounds around you become distorted. The mystery lies in the lack of a clear explanation. The concrete circle, surrounded by planters and benches forming a wider circle, creates an acoustic anomaly. Some suggest that the planters might be reflecting sound waves, causing this unusual effect. Interestingly, similar acoustic anomalies can be found in circular structures worldwide, such as the Whispering Gallery in St. Paul's Cathedral and the Mayan city of Chichen Itza.